Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the commodities update video. And today we'll be looking at natural gas, UNG, oil, US dollar, gold, and silver. And we'll be looking at their support and resistance levels, as well as what's the most likely scenario price will be heading into later next week. And the Discord link is in my YouTube bio. If you guys want to join, it's all free. Feel free to come hang out. And if you guys learn anything, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. All right, let's get started. So we are looking at NG, and make sure to click the adjustment button so your chart looks the same as mine. Those just adjust the contracts. Otherwise, your chart would look a little bit different like that. All right, so we were talking about natural gas on Wednesday, and I think I was talking about this blue line of resistance and support. We broke above it, and then came pretty much closed right on there on Wednesday, and I said that we pretty much need to hold that level and bounce the next day for more follow through, and which coincided with also this black looking support line. You can see these bounces, bounce, 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 and we're just right on that spot. And essentially, we bounced. So that's a good sign for the bulls. And what are we looking at now? So pretty much we have confirmed a daily uptrend back over here. And now we broke above this maroon looking resistance, which is this one right here. You can see this prior support, support. Ended up acting as resistance. You can see we rejected there, came down. And now we want to see it act as support because the price is above it. So that's pretty much what happened on Friday. So we broke above it, came down, see that lower wick? It means that we back tested it. So we touched it there and then bounced and closed at the high of the end of the day. So that's also a good sign for the bulls. Closing at the high of its day just means that we could have gone higher and the market ran out of time. Obviously, it's not the case where every time it's going to go higher just because that happens, but it increases the probability of us heading higher next week. You can see this back test here and then bounced. As long as the 4-hour trend is intact on an uptrend, then bulls have nothing to worry about at the moment. So you can see move up, move down. Every time we move up, the pivot, the higher low pivot is always higher than the prior pivot. You can see these pivots are always higher. That's how a trend is made. So 4-hour uptrend still intact. And we also have negated that weekly bear flag where we were talking about it. It's measured from top of the move to the bottom of the move. You can see just last week, we're still in bear flag territory. We were underneath the 38.2% mark. And this week we broke above it and touched the 50% mark. So that's a good sign. So as long as when we touch the 50% mark, when we retrace more than 50% of the initial drop, that's going to favor the bulls. That on the next drop, they have a chance to shape up that weekly uptrend now. If it was just a weak bounce where we only bounced to here, 3.2%, then it would still favor the bears for the next move. But now that we've broken above the 50%, it's going to start to favor the bulls a little bit more on the retracements. Obviously, we still need to see what happens during the retracement, but as of now, no signs of retracement yet. We're pretty much close half of the week, so we'll have to wait till next week for any signs of that. So yeah, weekly bear flag is negated. All right, let's take a look at UNG, which is a tradable ticker for natural gas. It's pretty much just same price action as natural gas. 4-hour uptrend is going to be our guide. As long as 4-hour trend intact, same thing. See this maroon looking line here, what's acting as resistance, 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 support here. And now price is above it, and we back tested and bounce off as support. So that's a good sign as well. And we're currently testing, let's see, go to the daily charts. We're pretty much just testing this low. But natural gas breaks above it, we're probably going to come up to the 6.31 level, which is more of a stronger resistance. You can see all these lines here. And this 6.66 and 6.79 is going to be even stronger resistance. Pretty much bottom of that complete sideways range where we've been trading forever. So that's going to be a lot of resistance up here. But as of now, we're still quite a bit of ways. That, yeah, 13%, so quite a bit away. But we had a decent bounce, so Now we'll see if the bulls can confirm that weekly uptrend for natural gas and UNG, because we rarely confirm weekly uptrends. So we have big moves, try to confirm weekly uptrend here, and then lack zero follow through. Big move up, try to confirm weekly uptrend, give it all back. So yeah, let's see if the bulls can do it this time. There's a big enough bounce where they can potentially change the weekly uptrend here. All right, take a look at oil. Daily charts, and well, still chopping around and not doing that much. So this pretty much is an equilibrium. Big move down, big move up, big move down, big move up, just tightens up. Next move is usually within the next move, within the prior move, and then it will break out of that soon. You can see the drop, the bounce is within the prior move, the drop is within the prior move, and just gets smaller and tighter and tighter and tighter. And then it'll break out of that range. They won't know which way it wants to go. Usually when it chops tighter and tighter and tighter, you don't want to trade it because it's really easy to get chopped out, and you just want to wait for that break of whichever direction it does, and then you ride that momentum. So as of now, we can see that it's pretty clear resistance and pretty clear support, getting pretty close. So let's see if we break out of that on Monday, or we reject that and come back down lower to this 66.5 level. If we break out, then say bull break, or reject that, or come down here, and then maybe bounce from here, or we just break through that. So we'll see. But yeah, there's no trend change yet. Bounce. Yeah, it's just really choppy. So we'll that break first. The dollar here. A lot of job data this week, so it did affect the dollar. But that Friday's job data was kind of an indecision. Yeah, so they're trying to figure out which way they want to go still. But we did hit pretty much that top resistance at this 103. Went down to retest this maroon looking support, came back up and closed pretty much right on the middle. So 4 hour. Yeah. So I want to see is a big enough bounce. Now the daily pivot is set. This pivot being set here. So if we do break above Friday's high, then that's daily uptrend confirmed for the very first time since we had a daily downtrend confirmed here. So that'll be a notable shift for me if that happens. But as of now, we'll have to see where the dollar bulls decides they want to go next week. If we break below there, we still have room to try again, bounce here above that. But you can see the daily downtrend is still pretty intact, even though we bounced above here. We still didn't bounce above the pivot. So we zoom out to the weekly to see if we get more clarity. You can see weekly downtrend is also intact, a lot more clear. Big drop, pivot being set here. Continuation of the drop. That's a weekly downtrend. Big enough bounce, but we're still under the weekly 12 EMA. Just distance right there, steel looking line. If this continues, weekly downtrend continues. This is a big enough bounce where now bulls can potentially try to shape that weekly uptrend. So we'll have to see the size of the retracement at this level. So they need to come from a daily uptrend first before we consider the weekly uptrend. So we'll see if that happens first. All right, let's take a look at gold. Yep, exactly the same as the dollar because US dollar and gold is correlated. So they had an indecision candle drop, and then even though it's inverse, so we might have closed right in the middle as well. So what are we looking at here? We will just keep in mind that it's going to trade within this channel likely sometime until it breaks out of it. Bounce. Broke above, hit that 20.081 range, came back below it, and then this indecision candle. So if the dollar decides to confirm a daily uptrend, Gold's going to come from a daily downtrend. Will likely come down to test this marine looking line again, close to 2043. So we'll see if dollar ends up shaping up that bounce tomorrow. Sorry, not tomorrow, Monday. But as of now, gold's having a mini tightening range as well. So we'll see where this tightening range on the hourly breaks. Weekly potential. This is a weekly uptrend right here. But this is a big drop where they could potentially come from weekly downtrend here now. See how this drop all the way down here, bounce, but they can still potentially bring this down. If this is the pivot that's being set right there, then there's a good chance where gold may continue its weekly uptrend. So we'll see about that. Silver, likely similar action. Let's take a look here. Pretty much closing the middle as well. Very volatile, but we pretty much big drop, bounce, held it. Now just tightening up. So we'll see if silver ends up just tightening up its range for a while. Yeah, big bounce, big drop within the prior move, within the prior move, within the prior move. So let's see if we come back up here within this. See, there's a lot of volume here as well, and it will probably reject from there and tighten up. I have to go to the end of the pattern. You could just as easily break through this on Monday, or makes pops here and breaks it on Tuesday. So we'll see. It depends on the dollar. There's a lot of macro news going on lately, so the dollar will affect metals a lot. So I'll be watching the dollar the most if you guys are trading the metals, and we'll see if this tiny range ends up breaking out. It's been a while. It's been tightening up since November. So, all right, that's all I got for you guys. Got any questions? Feel free to comment below, and if you're like, share, and subscribe, if you got made this far or learn anything. And yeah, feel free to come hang out in the Discord channel room. It's all free, and I will see you guys next week. And have a great rest of you guys' weekend.